Africa, we are back. Welcome to Almost News with Chester Missing. I am Chester Missing. King Goodwill's Relatini is starting a cell phone network. It's a king with a cell phone network. If you piss him off, he'll cut off your dongle. But it makes total sense because every wrong number in South Africa is always a Zulu guy going...
Mfana, ubani usisi wako?
Traditional leaders want to control the land and dick pics. And the UDM had its manifesto launch. The General, Holomisa, said he's planning on being the deputy president in coalition with the ANC. I mean, he's got 4 seats in parliament. You can't be a deputy president if your entire caucus can take an Uber to work. I mean, that's crazy. His name is Bantu. He thinks he's all of the people. They arrested a former police commissioner because a tender to provide the blue lights to the police was corrupt. Yes, even the lights that chase the crime are a crime. The police sent us this detailed explanation of how their tender system works. An SAA pilot flew with a fake license for 20 years. His job application was just 2 words, white and privilege. Next time someone complains about taxi drivers, show them this guy. And it's Germans who outed him. Do you know how much white privilege you have to have for the Germans to go, okay, this is getting a bit ridiculous. This needs to end. It has been weeks of furious finger-pointing at the MOKGORO Commission into Mboro and Lawrence Morebi's fitness to hold office. We have summarized the important bits for your convenience.
And I want to spend a bit of time on the travel allegations. And let me foreshadow my cross with you.
South Africa's most famous unemployed person, Trevor Manuel, was at the State Capture Commission accusing Fikile Mbalula of crying over the Guptas.
The open letter I write is kind of to say to Fikile Mbalula, don't pretend that you had no relationship because you wept tears about this issue.
We know exactly what they offered you, Fikile. They offered you Nomvula Mokanyane's glasses. What are you wearing? But I'm excited to say the ANC is leading the way in the fight against gender-based violence.
Pulemabe and Zizugotwa won't be speaking on behalf of the ANC for a while. This after bowing to pressure and stepping aside while dealing with allegations of sexual harassment and rape.
The ANC is taking gender-based violence so seriously, they're doing it themselves. They're fighting it the same way the DA fights racism. How hard is it to find a spokesperson who isn't also a sex offender? Who's next? Bill Cosby and R. Kelly? But don't worry, after they stepped down, Ramaphosa slammed Mabe and Kodwa very, very hard. If you're easily offended, don't watch this.
We need to applaud that. We need to have a sense of recognition for that.
It's rape, Cyril. That's what you're meant to do. What do you call someone who doesn't step down after rape allegations? Jacob Zuma! But don't be depressed. The deputy president finally solved load shedding.
Now, the shortage of electricity is a sign of growth. If you remember...
Don't you see how brilliant this is? Economic growth caused load shedding. Then load shedding stopped economic growth, which means no more load shedding. It's like cancer. If you get enough cancer, you will die, and then you won't have cancer. And don't be scared of death. We've solved that too.
The cow lays his hands on the man. Then the alleged deceased sits up and looks around, seemingly surprised at what's happened.
Okay, so he had lunch at his own funeral, and he dresses like he's Kenny Koneni eating sushi, and his death was faked like he's Carl Niehause's mom. But I mean, everyone has been lying about religion in South Africa. Jacob Zuma said the ANC will rule until Jesus returns. So either Jesus is a Gupta, or he's lying. We had a guy spraying doom, a guy feeding people snakes, a guy making people eat grass. So why is Pastor Mboro so upset about this?
I'm 38 years in the ministry. Let's not come with gimmicks. I'm here to say, Pastor, stop fooling people. Stop lying in the name of God.
Just wait. Why does Pastor Mboro think he represents the true church? I mean, Pastor Mboro makes people take off their underwear and touch their private parts for Jesus.
You like what I'm doing or not?
We do.
Must we stop?
No.
Because somebody doesn't like it?
No.
Stop! If you were any more creepy, the ANC would turn you into a spokesperson. The guy I feel sorry for is the guy who died. His name is Brighton.
Any last words for Brighton? Maybe just a plea to maybe come back to work?
Yeah, come back to work, Brighton. You're a good guy.
Brighton died, came back to life, and the next day his boss wanted him back at work. Just wait until Kusatu finds out. Pansy coming back to work after you die, Pansy. So my message to South Africa is don't blame Brighton. Blame the fake pastors who lie to us for a living.
We will build a South Africa where no one is left behind.
Lies! The DA's constantly leaving people behind. Last year, they left an entire city behind. The city of Cape Town screwed up their water management so badly, people were delaying getting pregnant because they were scared that when their water breaks, someone will use it to flush. And if you're a poor person in Cape Town, there's no day zero because it's not called day zero. It's called today.
Only one dream for South Africa, and this is this dream, that every home has a job. There must be a job in every home. Amanda!
A job in every home? What does that even mean, DA? It sounds like you want us all to be domestic workers.
You have a job and it's in my home, okay? It'll be fine, just work. Pakele horsepower.
The DA says that they spend 67% of their budget on the poor, which is a lie. What they meant is they spend 67% of their budget dressing up like the poor. Wow, that's terrifying. And then making actual poor people live very, very far away.
If you look at the city of Cape Town, it's a very segregated city, and that we need the land that we have here in the CBD to be for people for living. We know some of these political parties are funded by private property developers, and so it's because of money and politics that they are going to want to push those policies.
If we ever needed a sign that the DA is being controlled by the alien overlords, it's that Optimus Prime was at their manifesto launch. I mean, Pastor Musi Maimane is promising jobs and economic growth. It's a matter of days before Pastor Mboro accuses him of being a fraud.
Let's not come with gimmicks. I'm here to say, Pastor, stop fooling people. Stop lying in the name of God.
Yes, Musi Maimane, stop lying. See you after the break.